Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Brett Neal. I'm the video director here at New Life, and I just want to talk to you guys a little bit on how to make a good recap video. Recap videos are a bit tricky, but I think we've got 6 tips that'll help you craft the story the way you would like it to be told. Step 1. And this may be the most important, keep it short. We try to make our videos around 60 seconds long. We try not to go above 90 seconds. You can really adequately tell the story in 60 to 90 seconds, mostly because it's about conveying a feeling more than it's actually about telling the whole story of the event. A great tip within this is don't fall too in love with your footage. I find that when you really feel like you've got the video where you can't cut it anymore and it's as short as it needs to be, you can probably cut it by a third. And I know that sounds extreme, and sometimes you can get in danger of overcutting, but I feel like that's a good step. Number 2, give it a narrative. This is something that I really enjoy and makes the editing process a lot more fun. So what does that mean? Sometimes that can actually mean giving it a narrative flow, showing it from start to finish, or at least giving the illusion of that. Show people walking in the door, getting greeted, getting met, feeling that community, and then show people in worship getting excited and emotional, and then show some speakers helping us to know that people got engaged and fed, helping us to see life change, I guess would be a great way to put it. So sometimes it's a narrative flow that just literally means the flow of time. Sometimes I like to assemble it based on the event with a couple emotions in mind, starting at one place and then ending somewhere else, giving them a beginning and an end. For example, I love to start videos with the energy and excitement and then ending it with emotional and powerful, because in my eyes, it pulls people in, but then it shows why people really stay. That's it's a little pretentious, but I think that it really helps the video to be engaging in a way that other people haven't experienced before. A big thing, especially for you guys, is help the service producers, or if you are the service producer, help yourself. Know how you want the video to land, how you want it to end, on what tone or emotion. Do you want it to end high or low, because what's coming next in the service? If it's a pastor coming out to talk, you may want it to end high so they can have that emotional wave to ride and explain to people. If it's coming out into a song, it may be a soft song or a low-key song. You may want to end the video on a mellow note, an emotional note, so that people can just kind of flow into that better. Number 3. Get a variety of shots. If your video is 90% worship shots and 10% everything else, I promise you it's going to get boring for people. It's not going to help them to understand the power of what happened in that moment. Relational shots are big. Get people talking, get people being greeted in the door, get people laughing and showing that this is a community of people that rally around each other. Get the worship shots because they're beautiful and fun, and I love worship, and I'm sure you do too. Get shots of whoever is speaking. Get shots of people worshiping, not just the band worshiping, so that you can help people understand what happened in that moment. Number 4, and I'm sorry if this is going too long, I will try to go a little bit faster and pick up the pace. Intentional editing. Don't just throw in all the shots on the timeline and hope it works. Edit with intention. I've already talked a little bit about creating the narrative flow, but you can also edit to a beat. Pick a great song and edit to that song, but don't just go with, for you musicians out there, don't just go with a straight rhythm. Change up the length of shots to the rhythm of the music so it has a flow to it. Do a couple slow shots that really help us to see what's going on, and then do a couple short shots to make it exciting, and then go back to a long take. People don't have to have long shots to understand what's going on. This is a mini tip, but this is something I love. I think a lot of times with these recap videos, dissonance can create a profound meaning. I love to sometimes, if it's a really hype event, I said hype, I shouldn't say hype, I'm sorry. Sometimes if it's a really exciting event, I like to use a softer soundtrack to really kind of create that slow motion and just show the emotions of what happened, because we know it was energetic and it's just a fun way of changing things up. Finding music is always tricky. If you want to post online, you can't use popular music anymore. So there's a few tricks and a few places that we can send you to. Here at New Life, we tend to use MusicBed or Premium Beat or Artlist. There's also a great website called Musicvine. There's 100 of them, but you've just got to find the right royalty-free music site if you want to be able to post on social media. Popular music doesn't work in that way. It's just a great source of inspiration that you can work with. Okay, what number am I on? Number 5, and this is a big one, and this is something that we're really trying to move towards, and I've noticed a lot of recap videos have started really embracing, and that is words or text. Just a great collection of images is not going to do much besides make people go, oh, that's cool. What you really need is examples of life change. if you can, get a microphone out, get your iPhone out and have someone in a quiet place and have them explain how God has moved in this event. If you can, capture some clips or some moments from the speaker that are just really powerful. If you can't do that, if you're absolutely stuck, get text, get some numbers, get something quantifiable that people can understand the power of what happened there. Number 5 may not be the most popular, but I feel the need to say it anyway. Shoot with the equipment you know. I don't care how expensive or fancy your camera is, if you don't know how to use it, you're not gonna get a great image. I often tell people, if you don't know what you're doing, then an iPhone is gonna give you a better image than the most expensive camera on the market. Now, if you wanna use a nice camera, go learn the exposure triangle. Aperture, shutter speed, and ISO. It's super boring, it's super technical, but once you understand those 3 things, plus maybe white balance, you will be able to handle that camera and do wonderful things with it. But until then, shoot with what you know. So that's a lot of information in a really short period of time. I'm sure this was long and tedious and maybe a little overwhelming, but I promise once you get into it, it's a lot of fun, and I think it's worth it at the end of the day. I love showing off the ways that God has moved in our church, and I hope you can too. If you have any questions, concerns, thoughts, hopes, fears, anxieties, text us, email us, get in touch with us however you want. We want to help you guys. But at the end of the day, I hope you have fun, and I hope that I remember how I wanted to end this.